Are you considering selling your home? Perhaps you've received an offer from a developer and you're trying to make an informed decision. So this video is going to talk about the pros and cons of selling to a developer so that you can make the correct decision for yourself. And let's dive right into it. First, let's talk about some of the advantages of selling to a developer. The first advantage, and I've said this before, is going to be the convenience. Developers have a streamlined process. They do this often, they do this a lot. So their process is going to be much shorter. They can sometimes close in 1 week, 2 weeks. So therefore, this is going to be a much more convenient process because it's going to save you on time, hassle, and headache. The next advantage is going to be time considerations. If you're in a rush or maybe need more time, a developer might be right for you. Developers can buy houses faster. They're buying in cash. They can close in 7, 12, 14 days, which is typically much faster than a typical buyer can close. At the same time, they can also take more time. You know, a typical buyer is usually going to be closing within 30, 45, 60 days. The sales process for a typical buyer is not usually more than that. So that with a developer, you can extend it out if you need more time. There's also something you can do that will give you more time, which is close fast, put that cash in your pocket for convenience, and then have a rent back or maintain possession of your home so that you can then find your next home and prepare for your move. Let's explore a couple of disadvantages of selling to a developer. Number one is neighborhood impact. If you've been in that neighborhood for a long time, you know your neighbors. These houses are all similar in size, construction, etc. You know, selling to a developer is going to have an impact on that neighborhood. Talk to your neighbors. Most of them won't mind it, right? This will usually increase their home value, but at the same time, these are your friends, these are your neighbors. Talk to them because selling to a developer will have a neighborly impact because it will have a change in the scenery of the neighborhood, plus there will be construction and some commotions going on. Next disadvantage, emotional connection. You may have a big emotional connection to this house and you are going to lose that connection. This house isn't gonna be here 15 years from now. You're not gonna be able to drive by and tell your kids, your family, your friends, hey, I grew up in that house. I lived in that house for this amount of years. That house is going to be changed, whether it's torn down or built, you know, on top of as part of a flip/addition, it's going to be different. You're going to lose that emotional connection. The final disadvantage is limited negotiation power. You know, in a previous video, I've spoken about how to negotiate with a developer, but in reality, you as the seller will have limited negotiation power compared to selling to another homeowner. Another homeowner is going to come in and look at your house on how they can live in this house. They might form an emotional connection to this house when they're looking to buy it. A developer is not going to have that emotional connection to this house. Therefore, what they're looking at is price and profit for themselves. That's going to limit your negotiating power. You can still negotiate to have the best terms for yourself, but you're going to lose some of the power that you may have when selling to another homeowner. In conclusion, selling to a developer comes with its own pros and cons. For example, the advantages you have to remember, the convenience and the timeline. Those are both great advantages for you, but you need to consider the emotional impact, the neighborly impact, and everything that goes with selling your house to a developer that will make and change that house forever. If you're still unsure about the best situation and path for you to take, always remember to reach out to a real estate agent. I can help you here in the Bethesda, Maryland area, as well as DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So reach out, let's talk it through, and let's make sure that everything works for you.